Welcome back to Sold on Love from the Orange Chairs, where love, real estate, and this week, social media all come together like a wild romantic comedy. Nobody really asks for it, but everybody secretly loves them. I'm Paul.
And I'm Fernando, the expert guy of making Paul to move the couch 3 inches to the left. And also the chief executive officer of our social media.
Exactly. If you only knew how true that really is, because you'd get a kick out of it. Today's episode's one of those we've been dying to do. It's because, let's be honest, everything happens today on our phones, whether it's dating, business, friendships, buying a house. You name it, we all need our phones to get it done.
That is so true. And guess what? Social media, love, and real estate, they all follow the same emotional roller coaster, Excitement, confusion, drama, red flags, green flags, commitment issues, and the big we did a moment.
Exactly. It is amazing how similar they are. So
Yes.
Buckle up. I suspect this might be a little bit funny because we're nuts. A little bit real because you'll hear some things that maybe you do or you've seen or been part of, and probably even a bit of a hot mess. So whether you're looking for a house or a relationship or a better Instagram strategy, we got you covered this week.
Yes, absolutely. So let's talk about what we think versus what actually happens. Well, let's be honest. Everything starts with the scroll, You scroll, scroll, scroll. It doesn't matter if it's in Zillow, if it's in a dating app, like Tinder, It's like a fast, the Zillow is like a version of Tinder that is like a fast, furious Tinder, It's like blah,
Okay.
blah, 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 blah.
Okay, I like
Scrolling,
that.
scrolling, scrolling.
Oh, Lord.
Until the buyer find the right thing,
Okay.
But that usually is based on a quick picture or in a deal price, and they say, okay, this is the ideal thing. But
Yep.
when they go a little bit deeper in the thing, they find out that
Yeah.
there is more than just that.
Exactly.
So it's basically they just swipe, and then is when nothing comes like, okay, it's too small, too old, weird bathroom. Why is the refrigerator in the living room? That is kind of crazy. And more, And
Yep.
that is when they start getting frustrated about the buying process because there are so many houses out there in the market. And there are thousands, probably
Oh, yeah.
hundreds
Tons.
of thousands houses in Fort
Yep.
Lauderdale area, And that is when a team like us is important because you sit down with us to discover what is what you really want and what we get it for you and how we do it for you.
Yeah. So if you compare that to social media, shopping for a house might be like how people shop for a partner.
Yes, absolutely.
As weird as that sounds, but good bones, you could do a lot with that. Nice structure, well maintained, not too much work. See, I did not need a lot of work now, did I? Tell them.
Yes,
I just plug it
Just
in.
out
I
of the
was-
gym.
Just plug it in. I was good. Hopefully not haunted by past trauma, which could be the house or the relationship, right?
Yeah.
But if you can only get an inspection on that person maybe prior to, like you can get a house inspection, you can get all the bad bones out and know what the hell you're getting, right?
Yeah,
Then
that
the way
would
to
be
look at it.
amazing, actually.
It would. We should write that down. That might be in our next idea. There's nothing wrong with that, obviously. I'm just joking around, but it's when you walk into the buying process with an open mind, that any house can have problems. It's just the way it is, whether it's old or new. But problems can be fixed, and if you
Yes.
keep that open mind like that, just like in a relationship, things move on.
Yes, and something that is also very common is like when the pictures are bad, and honey, that is completely a turn off for a house or for a love hunting, Like if you look bad in the pictures, that is a turn off. If the house look bad in the pictures, what happened is the client just keeps scrolling to the next one because like pictures are very important in a listing. We have always said that.
Yeah, I agree.
And we see that a lot in our business, A great house that can get no attention just because the listing has really bad quality pictures. It's the same for a great guy, or a woman. With one selfie that is bad or a bad angle, you say, okay, this is not cute. So sellers, if you hire an agent insist in quality high pictures. That
Yeah,
is very
agreed.
important. Bad pictures can kill your listing. And honey, if you want to be the perfect half, meet the perfect half, you need a good photographer that can make you look like a dream. And I'm here for you. I just kidding.
You do great work because you make me look decent on social media, and that is not easy, so I'll take it. It is true that photography matters, and you do think about when we're searching for houses for clients and buyers. I mean, sometimes you come across some pictures that don't do you any good, and asking
Yes.
someone to make an opinion on that sometimes is really difficult. And you can find out that house might actually be amazing, but the pictures are just so horrible,
Yes.
you don't even go look at it. So you're not just attracting buyers, you're really earning sort of that first swipe, right? Is it swiping left or you're swiping right? So social media and the quality of that make a big difference.
Exactly, and it's very important. Like I was saying, a really good picture is like your first presentation. It's like the
Yeah.
first thing that people see, and like we were saying, it doesn't matter if it's like buying a house or looking for a relationship. You want a really good picture
Yep, agreed.
because first impressions matter.
They do. I
But
agree.
honesty matters more.
I agree with that too, because you can make a picture look great and you go see the house and it looks like a bomb hit it.
Yeah, but it's like a home, like a partner or a brand, you don't need perfection. We are not talking about being perfect. You just need presentation, and that is authenticity. You have to be authentic.
I agree. All right, so the next part of this is really the talking stage. So we did the first sections were swiping right or left, I guess, but then it's really testing, checking energy, and learning to ask the right questions. So if you think about it, in real estate, buyers will ask questions like, what's the neighborhood like? What's the age of the roof? What's the HOA? How old is the AC? How old is the
Yeah.
water heater?
That is very common.
And all of this is just normal, pretty standard stuff, right? It's common. It's almost asking the same questions you're dating, right? If you're on a dating app or trying to learn about somebody, you're not asking about their HOA, but you're asking a lot of other questions that are very
you
similar,
asking
right?
questions.
So it's just asking the right things. And, obviously you want to know things, like, especially if it was a blind date, you're trying to find out, well, what do they look like ahead of time, whoever set you up, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like, when we went out on our first date, right? Remember? I saw your pictures. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's gorgeous. And the whole time when you got there, I'm like, please let him look like his pictures. Please let him look like his pictures. So.
And how did it look like?
Better than your pictures.
Good save. And like he was just saying, on social media, it's the DMs. It's like, I love your content. Do you guys really get along that well? We do. We really get along. We're really good. We are a very good couple.
Yeah.
We connect really well. We talk to each other. That is important in a relationship.
Yep.
So it's like, actually, do you cook at home, or is that just for TikTok and stuff like that, or just for an Instagram story? No, he cooks, and he cooks really well.
But it's, do we cook at home? So it's me.
Yeah, well, and
You cook. I'm just kidding.
and most of the time people are very nice and kind, but there is some times where people can get a little rude and nasty, and we are actually running into that a lot lately in social media. People that we do not attacking us on social media, saying that being gay is wrong, saying that we don't know how to love because we are gay men. People saying that our relationship is wrong, It's wrong just because our age difference. It doesn't matter if you are 30 years apart. That doesn't make you less lovable, or that doesn't make you that you don't know how to love. Love is not about age. Love is about connection, about respect, about many other things,
I agree. Yeah, but social media, how it goes is it's a quick impression, right? People scroll through. It's no different. I know this is more of a real estate podcast every now and then, but it is amazing how similar anything on social media sort of carries over, because there are times you'll see pictures of houses and be like, okay, that's disgusting. Like I said, you go see it, it's like, wow, this is the nicest house I've ever seen. So, and you can't believe everything you see on social media.
You say
anyway,
houses, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understood something
Oh,
different.
I don't know what
You didn't say that word right.
I don't think I did, but now I can't think of what it is.
Well-
But just to sort of take on what you're saying about comments that we get, because we do get comments, but we put ourselves out there. So the first thing for anybody listening to us or watching us is we make that decision if we want to post anything or talk about anything. I mean, that is entirely up to us, and we're aware once you do that, people may or may not comment, right?
Yes.
It's just going to happen. What's interesting is we do get some really nice, polite comments, which are always nice, and we love that maybe we inspired somebody. But man, I'll tell you, when you get a nasty comment, the first thing you want to do is become a street fighter. You want to defend yourself,
Of course.
And
But it's not about defending. It's like about telling them,
yeah,
I
they
am
don't.
a person. I am a human. You should be respectful if you want me to
Yeah,
respect
they
you.
don't.
you
They
know?
don't. They don't know your character, and so
Exactly.
they make assumptions of your character, right? That just again, like a real estate post, for instance, or a home that you see, it's the same thing. You make an assumption before you see it. But anyway, we post about motivation, inspiration, and it is amazing the comments that we get, and sometimes you just scratch your head thinking,
Yeah,
did they read something we don't know what we posted?
Yes, and sometimes it's hard not to answer towards all of this. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's hard not to say something about when somebody's been nasty to you. It's like recently somebody was telling me in social media I should go back to my country because I was an immigrant. That I was a gay immigrant, blah blah blah. And he's like, that is wrong.
That
Like,
person's an immigrant too.
that is wrong. Like, you shouldn't be telling me that I should go back to my country.
Yeah.
I'm here because I own it. I've been working really hard for 8 years to be here. So
Yeah, and obviously, those people are just short-sighted, and you don't spend any attention with them. But
yes. So and let's be real. People don't decide what is good or bad for you. And at the end of the day, these people don't come and they don't do the work for you, and also they don't pay your bills. They don't put your food on the table, and so what gives them the right to tell you how to live your life? And I have people actually send me private messages, like the other day telling me that, oh, it's so good having a sugar daddy, right? I was like, I don't even know who is this person for him to be saying me in personal, private messages, these kind of things. So I answer and I say, I don't need a sugar daddy. I work really hard to earn my own money, and we are actually a couple that support each other. And he became really nasty in the DMs, and it's hard.
yeah, but that kind of stuff isn't going to stop us. And he's his own man. He does his own thing. He doesn't need a sugar daddy or anything like that. Now I might, but it's ridiculous that people do that. But again, we have to you want to respond, but sometimes you can't help it. And I admit it, I'm guilty of that. But we remind ourselves, just be grounded. They don't know who we are.
Yes.
People, there's stereotypes out there, and they just default to those stereotypes, right? They just make assumptions because they see an older guy with a younger guy.
And the
They
most-
just assume that I'm filthy rich and he needs whatever, and it's absurd. And we deal with it, and sometimes it can feel a little demoralizing because you want to be seen and heard for who you are,
Exactly.
not for what someone's assuming, because they don't know you at all.
Exactly.
And you can't help it, and it's just very frustrating. And I think what I would say to that is, most of the time, I think people that respond to that kind of stuff, I think that they probably struggle with who they are and
Yes,
where their
absolutely.
life is, and they just project onto us because we're willing to put ourselves out there. The cool thing about social media, you don't like it, guess what you can do?
You can block.
Just block it.
That is what I say to
Scroll.
all these people. If you don't like our content, you don't like the message that we post in social media, why you have to say something nasty? Why you just don't click and block? You know?
Go on. It's like looking at a house online. You don't like that
Exactly.
one? What do? You
Exactly.
go right to the next one. It's no different.
And it's not that our posts are about like anything sexual connotation or anything.
No.
It's actually really nice motivational things. It's like they come from the heart, They come out how I'm feeling it in that moment, and I just write it down, and then I just want to share it with people because there is people that is struggling out there to being who they are, and what I'm trying to do is show them that it's possible. Everything is possible in this life. Finding real love, changing your life, and it's something that I have done in the past couple of years.
Yeah, success in your career, you name it. I mean, that's just.
Yes.
And so sharing that with people who maybe need a little story or hearing it, that's great.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, you are right about that. Well, I've been called dumb in social media. I've been told that I don't know anything and I don't have any knowledge because of my age and because I come from a small town. I come from a small town in Colombia that is probably 50,000, 30,000 people
See,
at least.
to me, that's a good sized town, but I know what you mean.
So
it's definitely a small town.
It's in a small town in Colombia. So people assume that because I come from a small town in South America, I don't know anything, and it's not true. They make fun of my accent, and that happened a lot at the beginning. And those things get in your head, and you don't want to talk to anybody because you feel that if you say something, you are saying something wrong. And I've been working a lot in being a little bit more social and more talkative with people in public, because before in the past, there used to be people that they used to tell me like, okay, making fun of me of my accent, or you say something wrong and laugh about me. And it's like, well, but at least I speak two languages. I speak English,
Right.
I speak Spanish, and I used to speak French too. I forgot it a little bit because I don't have anybody to practice French with. But I'm a pretty prepared guy. It's just like when people assume that I'm dumb just because of my age, it is wrong. Like you don't know the other person at all for you to say these kind of things.
Yeah, and it's hard to remember not to give those folks any space in your head, right? You can't help it.
It's hard.
You're just reminding yourself who you are and what you've overcome and what you're trying to achieve. And, I think we're going to continue the train that we're on, which is posting and talking about our lives, talking about our real estate business, or you name it. That's not going to change. I think what we're learning to get better at is figure out how not to jump on everything that comes in, because I'm telling you can't help it. But
you can help it. It's hard when those comments are like really tough. We have like comments that we actually don't even know how to answer those kind of comments. So we're like, wow.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that puzzled us sometimes is we deal with some comments that come from our own community.
Yes.
But that again, not to give our community a hard time, because we're very proud of who we are, where we are, and how we live, and the people in our community. But at the same time, you certainly always want to have the support of the people around you, and the LGBT community can be tough at times, because there's sort of these assumptions people make all the time. We're good at putting labels on things, and as a result, things get labeled no matter what you do. You can't help it.
That is true.
And again, we have to remind ourselves, we struggle with this sometimes, it's I can't change someone else's opinion that doesn't know me, because they're probably never going to know me. Why am I giving them space in my head and time in my heart for no reason? Right?
Exactly. So, like we have people that actually have told us that we should be more private in social media, and that we should put ourselves out there as we do. It's not being private at all. Like we share this post in social media because, like what I was saying, it's inspirational, it's motivational, but also we have a lot of family, and we don't want to be sending a picture to every single family member. So you post it there in social media, so your family see your picture, see your post, your friends see your picture, your friends see your post. So it's not just about like being an influencer or whatever, or a digital creator or content creator. It's about sharing this with the people that you love. That is the things that matter the most.
Yeah, and I think one thing we do well, or at least we try and do, we don't share just our personal lives. We share a lot about business. I mean, you'll get tips and tricks of home buying, or seller, or photography, or contract work, interest rates. You name it, we're trying to put stuff out there, so there's some connectivity, and we want people to see that we're more than a transaction. And I think a lot of people lose that on social media because they're doing things that say, buy from me, I'm the only person out there, or do this for $4.99 or whatever, just some crazy thing like that. And that's not what we're about. We're just being authentically ourselves.
Yes,
take it or leave it. We get that. Not everybody's going to love it. We're learning to be better at that than we are, because we both have that reaction of, what do you mean? Why would you say that? I don't even know you.
Exactly.
Anyway.
But like we were saying, it's hard sometimes to let pass some comments.
Yeah.
Some comments are difficult to pass.
It can be frustrating for sure.
Like for me, it's like basically when they say this to you, like you should be more private. Like why you are telling me that I should hide? Let's be honest. We hide our real self for so long, or I did for so many years, that I don't want to hide myself from anybody. I don't want to
Yeah.
hide who I am, you know?
Yeah.
If you decide to work with me, it's because you know who I am and I'm showing you who I am.
Yep.
I don't want to fake something that is not true
Yeah,
just to
agreed.
get a client, you know?
Yeah, I agree. That's why I love that we're authentic, and take it or leave it. This is the version of us you got.
Yes, and like I say, what is the crime that we are committing just to love each other and support each other and share with the people that we love in social media? You know, it's like, you know, love isn't impossible. You know, it's something always possible, and there is some people that they think that is gone. You know, that they are not gonna find love in their life, and you know, this type of post that I make in social media about love is like showing them that it's possible. For me, it was a long time before finding somebody that actually was caring, loving, supportive, and I found him. You know, I'm still pretty young, but I did, and I looked for love for so many years, and I've been in different relationships, and I found somebody that appreciates me, you know, for who I am, and that is what I love, and that is what my posts are about. That
Yeah, I love
it's
that.
like about embracing that my husband loves me not just for being a pretty guy, but also for my heart, for my personality, for myself, you know, for who I am, and that is what I love.
I agree. Oh, that was sweet. I agree. I'll just echo that and say I completely agree. It's like I can't even add to that. But I think, you know, we're a team, whether it's, you know, business, whether it's life, and we treat that way, and our social media is oriented that way as well. And it's just hand in hand. We trust each other. We have a connection to things, and we like to be connected to people. And
Yep.
you know, that's just how we use social media. You know, there will be other agents or other businesses that may be completely different than what we choose.
Absolutely.
And-
Everybody is different.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
we-
You don't have to be like somebody else just to make money. You just
Yeah.
can do it being yourself.
Yeah, and I think you used a word a couple times about being authentic. I think that's the challenge is, you know, we get a lot of people who maybe don't think we're authentic. And I respect that. Listen, you can have your opinion all day long. We need to know if we're authentic. And if we believe in each other and the messages that we're trying to send, it does resonate. And most of the stuff we get is really positive. It's just those, every once in a while we get those really nasty
Yeah.
comments. You're like, I don't even know what to do with this. But, we let it go.
Well, but you know, let's be realistic. You know, in our line of work as realtors, being who you are goes aligned with connection and with trust.
Yes, definitely.
And we want to be different for other realtors. That is why when we show ourselves in social media, just not about work, but also about personal life, we are putting ourselves there saying, this is who we are. We are a team. We are a couple that cares about your dreams, about your goals in real estate, and we're not gonna work hard to make this dream come true. You know,
Yep.
we're working hard for you,
Yep.
not just for a transaction, but also for a friendship. And recently we have a closing that we actually become like really good friends with the people. You know, like we are really good friends now with them. They are very sweet, and then we met the sellers too, and the sellers were amazing, and that is another
Yeah.
thing. But why was that? Because we were ourselves, we were authentic, and they loved that.
Yeah, I agree. That was a great little story, actually.
Well, so it's, you know, whatever they just trust you during a phase of love or online or friendship or in real estate, what shouldn't change the way you are with clients, family, friends, and social media. So remember, it's just social media. Real estate is about making real connection too with your clients, just like
Yeah.
I was saying, we make a connection with our clients, and
Yeah.
that is what they love.
Yeah, it's sort of a connection with curiosity, right? Lead with
Yes.
curiosity, because the more questions you ask, the more you actually get to know somebody,
Yes.
right? So, yeah, I like that. That's good. So, keeping moving along. Then you kind of reach that. Okay, is this really good to be true? Is it really good stuff or
Oh,
not?
yeah.
This is sort of that doubt creeps in, or you learn more, and you're like, uh-oh. Or you fall in love with a house or a person, and suddenly you're suspicious of, why is this so perfect? What could possibly be wrong? What's the catch? What am I missing? And sometimes buyers start poking around, looking to solve a mystery that doesn't exist actually.
Yeah, they feel like a Scooby-Doo, you know.
Scooby-Doo.
Vilma and Fred.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And on social media, it's like, that couple looks perfect, but do they fight? The realtor looks successful, but it's real, you know?
Yeah.
Comparisons come fast, especially online. And that is actually so true.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that no matter how positive you might be seen or something that you say on social media, people look for the bad stuff instead of that, you know, instead of being the positive things, they always look for something
Yeah.
bad.
Agree, they do. And I think the truth is everything kind of looks perfect online. I mean, it just does sometimes. But the real connection with a home really comes to, you know, or a partner or a brand or anything really is behind the highlight reel. You know, you have to get in and go look. Highlights are fine, but there's a story behind there. You have to go in and check and see what actually is in there. That's why you do home searches. That's why you go on dates. That's why you check out the business online, or you call the Better Business Bureau, whatever. You are looking behind the highlight reel.
Yes. So it's like, you know, our takeaway number 3 is like, don't compare your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel, you know?
That's a great point.
It's not the same. Your life is not the same than other ones. You have your own life, and you should appreciate that, and you should own it. So whatever you're choosing at home or a partner, trust what feels right, not what looks perfect.
Yeah, I like that. It's sort of like that saying at the gym, I think it says, or I've seen it says, better than yesterday. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, when you're trying to work out and you're trying to build your body, you're not going to look like the guy on screen the next day. But for you personally, you should look in the mirror and say, okay, I was better than yesterday.
Yes, it's consistency.
You know, it's sort of that.
And
yeah.
we are going through that right now. We are going through changes right now.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
we
Just got to keep consistent.
Like we stopped drinking, we stopped going out very often, and now we are like transforming. Like saying it like that, transforming. Like,
there you go.
And we're doing good.
I agree.
We're
I agree.
doing amazing, you know.
All right, so commitment issues. So now that you've done all of that, now it's are you going to buy the house, or what are you going to do? And people panic when it comes down to that. And it's funny how this sort of ties into social media too. But so let's talk about fear of commitment. It's a real thing.
Yeah,
Buyers get
true.
cold feet. We see that a lot. When it comes down to making a decision, you might get nervous and freeze, and you don't really do anything. And I think, you know, couples all get that moment of, do you go forward? Do you not go forward? I think I can't say everybody, because then I would paint everybody with the same brush, but I think most people have a moment in time in a relationship or a transaction or something that they're, do I do it? Right?
Yeah, you know, it's like we are comparing right now, like relationships like with home buying process, of selling home process, of not like buyers might say, is this the one? What if something better comes up? What if we make a mistake? That always gonna happen, you know? No matter how great the house or person is, you are gonna always have doubts.
Yeah.
And that is right, and that is normal to do it.
Yeah.
Because that make you better, stronger in the relationship or in the house.
You gotta dig a little, you know.
Yeah.
It's sort of, you know, like in the relation, it's the same thing, right? Did I make a wrong choice? Or what if they change? What if I change? I don't know everything about this person. Uh-oh, what happens when we have our first fight? Because sometimes you don't have a fight for a while. I mean, it could be, and you do learn about people when you have an argument or two. We all argue differently sometimes.
Yeah.
But I know for both of us, we've been in situations in past relationships where we did not know what would happen until we got in.
Yes.
And maybe we learned what we didn't want to learn, so to speak, that, oops, we screwed up. There were red flags that we didn't pay attention to.
We're going to talk soon about that. We are going to
anyway.
talk about red flags and green flags too, you know. But here is the key. Fear doesn't mean that it's wrong. Fear means it's real. When you feel fear, it's actually because it's like you feel it. It comes from your heart, not just from your mind, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you fear, it's real because you are, your fear is like losing the person or losing the house because you love it so much. It's like, that is good too. So if you are scared to commit, that usually means you are stepping into something meaningful. And
that's a good point. I like that.
So good.
That's a good point. I like that.
So don't take fear make the decisions, you know? Don't let the fear make the decisions for you. Fear is normal, regret is worse. It feels right consistently, then yeah,
Yeah, and
just do it
and
if it feels right.
I would just add to that, if you're feeling fearful about something, get facts. And particularly on the home buying part, it's a little harder sometimes in the relationship part because the facts are coming from the person that you're falling in love with, that you may not get paper facts. But from a home buying perspective, get facts, learn about the area, learn about the comps sold in the neighborhood, whatever, those things are, get it. So you were talking about red flags and green flags. So
okay, so let's talk about the red flags in real estate. And what I mean by that is the red flags the buyers should be paying attention when they are looking out for houses. So what I mean by red flags, hiding damage, that is a huge red flag. Sticky repairs, like you have to do too many repairs that looks small, but actually at the end, every single little repair becomes something big because that add up. Like yes, exactly, just like you say, costly floor plans. A seller who say, I don't remember to everything. When somebody says like, oh, I don't remember, there is something wrong. How old is the roof? I don't remember. How you don't know how old is the roof if it's your house and you have an inspection before?
Yeah, those are good questions. Those are good questions to ask. On the hidden damage one's a good one. I'm glad you brought that up because that usually becomes when you get into the house. And I've done this mistake myself where I've bought a house, got in it, when I remember seeing the house, saw some damage repaired, didn't think it was severe enough, and then unfortunately became a big deal. So that hidden stuff, and usually that's new coats of paint in one room, one wall suddenly. It could be anything. But anyway, just like in real estate, red flags also exist in love, obviously. I think we probably know these more than anything, and we're all good at ignoring them. If somebody disappears in your relationship for 48 hours, where the hell are they? Tells you I'm not ready for labels after a certain age or whatever. I mean,
like if you say that after 40, I mean like, I'm out.
Or maybe
like you are not ready for labels. You are never gonna be ready for labels.
Yeah, or maybe you go to their house, they have a mattress on the floor. That's probably a red flag.
Well, just run, like no.
Yeah. Those were probably things I'd be scared of.
And just like in real estate and in relationships, social media also have red flags. So when you're looking like, in social media, and you are in a relationship, only posting quotes or no posting pictures of you together, red flag. It's like, why are you hiding? Why are you not posting pictures with me? Following people you agree not to and and accepting requests from other strangers. If you already talk a conversation about don't doing that, you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
That is a red flag too.
Yep.
Also, like posting 15 stories a day and all of them are gym mirrors, like shirtless, or underwear pictures. I mean, like, yes, if you are in a committed relationship, everybody lives their way out the relationship, whatever they like, And we have friends that do that too, but red flags sometimes. That is a red flag for me. Everybody have different red flags.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I agree. Well, on the green flag, let's talk about the positive stuff because that's always more fun.
That's more fun. Beautiful, more sweet.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately, and this actually is a good point. I mean, I know you were kidding a little bit about the gym selfies and stuff and all that, but
I mean, we are.
But at the same time, I was going to say at the same time, it's serious in that the best relationships always seem to be the inclusionary ones, not the exclusionary ones. So it's your point's well taken. On the green flag piece of people, especially home buyers, is a lot of times they forget that there's so much more good in the house than there is wrong in the house, but the things wrong in the house become greater because they've either created their own math around it, right? Or someone has been in their ear saying this is the worst thing that you could have wrong in a house and whatnot. But what I would just say in real estate, the ones that you should be looking for are solid inspection. I mean, if it's a solid inspection, listen, homes have stuff wrong with them. That's just all there is to it. But being able to parse out what's important and what's not, and not holding on to the things that really aren't a big deal. Location, that's a huge green flag because the location is the one thing about a house, generally speaking, you can't change. Right? You can't really change the location.
No, you cannot
so
change
if the location's good, you're in a good shape there. And then, certainly clear disclosures, which you were talking about, how the seller doesn't remember anything. If you've got a good disclosing document that gives you all dates and times on, that's a big win. That means there was pride of ownership in that house prior to you getting it.
Absolutely. And green flags in love are like consistency, kindness, accountability, support, respect. Nothing better than someone that makes you feel important and valued, right?
I agree. I mean,
it's like
completely agree.
It makes me feel like that. I was in a relationship before in the past when I didn't feel like that. Even was like money wise or whatever, and support financially and more. I didn't feel value and I didn't feel important for that person, and it was like it wasn't enough. Then the love is not enough.
Yeah, we all want to matter.
Yes.
I mean, at the end of the day, right?
We all want to feel important.
And green flags in social media are things like authenticity of who you are. Hard word to say, even harder to do sometimes, because people get really uncomfortable with just being themselves, which is one of the reasons I love about us is that we've just made that commitment to each other. Just be who you are. If I don't love you for who you are, then we're in trouble, because now you're going to try and be somebody who you're not.
Yeah.
And that may work in the short term. That will implode in the long term. It just never works. Showing real value for the relationship, I mean, that's really important. And just having a real personality. Again, it's really being more authentic, I guess, but it's just being who you are when you are.
Yes, pay attention to patterns, not just to moments.
Yeah, great. Oh, that's a great point. That's a really good point.
Whenever you are buying a house, a relationship, or a brand, the patterns reveal the truth.
Yes.
The green flags stay green, and the red flags get redder,
That is,
and that is so true in relationships.
I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that saying before years ago, because that is so damn true.
Yeah,
it is so true.
In relationship, you see the red flags, and you actually put like a mask.
You fake it like you don't see it.
Like you don't see it, and you don't care about it, but actually you do. And for you, it's hard to pass that sometimes.
Yeah, I think everybody has a moment where they think they can fix all red flags, and you just can't. Some of them. Like the biggest red flag in real estate, again, is location. So, you got to worry about that. So, all right. So anyway, then as we've gone through those 5 or 6 steps, you come down to the we did it moment, where if we're buying the house or we're coming together, or however you want to look at it. So that's when buyers close. There's this great glow that they're excited without words. We did something big, and I can't believe it. We've got our house, right?
Yeah. And same feeling when you commit to a partner, or when the Instagram post goes viral,
right?
that is like, okay, well,
we
like
did. So they like that one.
Exactly. Or when a brand finally clicks, you feel the spark becoming a big fire that is fueled by the prior motivation, and that is so nice.
Yeah, and everything in life is a series of commitments, and committed to this, committed to that. And they come with responsibilities. I mean, commitment comes with responsibilities to people, to homes, to identities, to dreams. And we take that very seriously.
Yeah, that is so true. And when you choose the right connection, everything feels lighter, better, and safer.
Yep.
It feels, the right home, the right person, the right brand, they should be feeling like peace, like it's peace for you, like no drama, no confusion. Peace is the great, how do you say, the
greenest? Yeah,
greenest,
you got it.
Okay, the
greenest flag of all. I like that.
Look at that, the greatest love of all. So this is the greenest.
Are you going to break into singing now? I love it. Run, people, run, we're going to sing. Oh my goodness, that's too funny. All right, so the big picture to all of this, and you can see the similarities, obviously, between things, but here's what real estate love and social media teaches. Consistency beats everything. Showing up matters. And showing up, it matters more than being perfect.
Yeah, communication builds trust. People don't guess, they connect when you share clearly.
I agree. Presentation matters, and I can tell you this on your home, particularly your home, your brand, yourself. First impressions count. It is true, people. It is true. You don't get that second time to make a first impression, and you remember what happens the first time.
It's like the first time that we met. That first impression was all because you wanted more the second time.
Exactly. I agree. Look at you.
If you didn't impress me that day, we wouldn't be here.
That is true. I completely agree. I agree.
Authenticity wins. Nobody wants anything fake,
Yep.
No into relationships, no on Instagram, no in real estate. You want real people. You don't want somebody pretending to be who they are not.
Yeah,
you
just
know?
be you. And people think fake means an edited picture. You edit a picture, fine. You want to get rid of a pimple off your nose, nobody cares. I mean,
Yes.
that's not what we're talking. We're talking about being authentically you, because that builds your brand and builds the following and commitment to other people have for
It's
you.
like
So,
it's like our brand. We dress the same, and everything is matching where we go, basically. So everybody now, when you say, "Oh, you matching," we love that.
Yeah, we
always see you matching in social media, and it's like it's our thing. You know?
part of it is because we just like the same damn clothes, to be honest with you.
Yes.
And I like his wardrobe, so I'm just trying to match it. The right match always feels like alignment, and it's not pressure. Like you're not feeling like you have to, I guess we even just clothes, feeling pressure that I have to wear what you want to wear, or you wear what I want to. You know what I mean? It
Yes.
just feels like, hey, this is cool. It's kind of how we are. So comfort and excitement, it's sort of the sweet spot, right?
Yeah, that is the sweet spot, of course.
Yeah.
And home is not a place; it's a feeling. You can feel that with a partner. You can feel that with a house. You can feel that with a brand that you're building online.
Yep.
House is not a place. It's with who you are.
I agree.
With you are.
Yeah, I agree. And it's just having the structure enhances it, right? That's what you're looking for.
So, well, we are at the end of our episode for today. Thank you for listening to this episode. Tag us on Instagram or TikTok. We want to know your red flags, your green flags, your swipe right stories, and your real estate love disasters.
Exactly. Well, we share ours all the time, so we want to hear from you. And remember, whether you're looking for a home, looking for love, or building your online presence, Sold on Love is the perfect place to learn a little bit about for any real estate advice or need.
Yes.
You notice we don't necessarily give relationship advice, we just give relationship experiences, because
Yes.
everybody's relationship is different. But the Lorza Eleanor team is here to help you turn your dreams into keys. And we sincerely want to be part of anything that you're looking to do on the real estate side.
Yeah, so if you want any real estate tips, you can go to the Lord Eleanor team on Instagram or Facebook, and you're gonna find a lot of tips there that I post every single day, basically.
Yep.
So see you next time from the Orange Shirts. Have a great beginning of the week. Stay tuned for the next episode.